Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 building video. This is not a house build. Oh no, as probably judging by the thumbnail and title as per usual. That's usually how you judge things, you know, always a book by its cover, or in this case a video by its thumbnail. Thanks guys. Can you look a little bit deeper next time? Oh, hang on, this turned really quickly. No, this is a retail store. So it's a shop it's not a shop that sells t-shirts. It happens to be a t-shirt shaped store that also just coincidentally is a clothing store that I guess would also sell t-shirts. Unrelated, it's just a happy accident. These things happen. Yeah. No, anyway, so I thought, yeah, this would be a bit of a fun build, and I wanted to make it, because obviously the t-shirt, the gimmick of it is one thing, you know, around the lot, but I also wanted to make it somewhat of a, I guess, a destination that you could actually visit. So I decided to put around the back, we did like it's basically like a pedestrian, I guess, plaza in a way. There's like some benches and tables around the back. There's like a little fountain, and we get some barbecue. Well, no, we don't get some barbecues. We get one barbecue around the back, and all that. So you can go there, hang out, do some clothes shopping, and be a little bit of fun. I didn't set the mannequins in the store because I do put some mannequins in later. I didn't set them to have any clothes on them for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't like Creator Sim, and I'm really bad at choosing clothes. So that's first and foremost. But secondly, also, if this is going to be a retail store and you want to put it in your game, you're probably going to change it anyway. So just I thought I'd leave them blank, you know, save myself the headache of trying to come up with something that looks any good. Yeah, so obviously went for a little really basic t-shirt shape. It surprisingly worked out really well. It's super simple. Like you can tell, I think if you show that to someone, they'll be like, hey, that looks like a t-shirt. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they say it looks like an arrow that's dented at the top or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's a t-shirt. Quite clearly a V-neck, you know, one of those. It's not a deep V. It's a pretty shallow V. But you know what is kind of cool though? This is complete happenstance. Like this is an amazing coincidence of all coincidences. But I also just happen to have opened my own merch store, which you can visit by going to jamesturner.yt/store or click the link down below. But yeah, no, I finally, after like years of being like, yeah, I'll do it, finally have a proper merch store again, selling t-shirts, iPhone cases, Samsung cases. It's using Redbubble, which is a really good quality website, which I've used in the past, and also made sure to order some of the merch from my store first before making it public to make sure it's all good. And I'm really pleased with the quality. And just a heads up, if you do go browse the store, first of all, thank you. Purchases will support me, and that's really appreciated. But if you do, most of the items, the ones that are displayed on my website, that's just a showcase of that one design. So if you click on that design, it'll typically have a lot more options for t-shirt cut style or a hoodie or a tank top. You know, there'll be a whole different range. So each of the items generally have that. The same goes for, I get a lot of questions about the phone cases because I've only displayed iPhone cases on the website. But if you click on that and scroll down, you can actually swap them over to Samsung Galaxies. Though there are only iPhone and Samsung Galaxy cases on there, so there's nothing else. So hopefully you have one of those too. I have no say over that. And if you do have any suggestions for potential merch designs or ideas, always send them through. Like I launched the store last night around the same sort of time I would post a video. I launched the store, and immediately there was comments saying you wanted Samaj t-shirts. You wanted them. And so I created like 3 designs, put them up, and they're there all ready to go. So they're pretty cool. I would suggest checking some of them out. And if you do ever buy anything, do take a picture of it when you get it and send it to me. It should be pretty cool. Oh, also, I guess while I'm plugging this whole video is a plug for the merch store. Let's be honest. While I'm doing that, it does ship worldwide. Redbubble's pretty good because it's got manufacturing all over the world. There's manufacturing in the UK, Amsterdam, the US, Australia, even, which is really exciting because I actually ordered my shirts and I got them the next day. Like they said they were produced and then they sent and it arrived in a day. I think it took 2 days from me actually ordering it to receive them, which is awesome for those of us in Australia, also in Europe and the US. It's all over the world. It's really awesome. It's a super robust network, so I'm pretty stoked about this one. But let me know how you go. They also have really good returns and refund policy too. So if the product for some reason is not good or there's a mistake in it, you should be able to get a refund on that. A refund on that. So just as a heads up, all those things. All right, let's get back to the build because I don't want to spend a 10-minute video just talking about the merch store, though it is pretty great. Yeah, so Oh god, when I was building this, I remembered why clothing stores were hard to build in this game when Get to Work came out, because it's like, no, they didn't really provide any decorative items for a clothing store. We have one pile of folded shirts, which you can see I'm using everywhere. There's only 3 different color variations on it. We do have some of those hanging racks of clothing that I put around on the walls, obviously. And that's about it. And then mannequins. And then that's literally it. Oh, and some shoe racks. But they don't even look like they'd be shoes for sale. They're just like ones you'd have in your home. I mean, to be fair, the clothing racks just look like clothes you'd have in your home, not in a store. But that's the best we can do. They didn't really provide much for it, which kind of sucks. But I did my best, and I've got a little storage room here, which I thought was cool because there was a little leftover space when I put in the changing rooms. They got a couple of changing rooms that will just have a bench in it and a couple of clothing hooks. And then I was like, okay, this can just be a storeroom with some extra boxes and maybe some more clothes or something in there. But I did my best to make some of the shelves look a little bit more populated because they're kind of hard to fill. As I remembered as I was building this, it's like there's nothing to put on these shelves. There's nothing to put there. Then I did a little bathroom here, which is, I guess technically is a staff bathroom because it is behind the register counters. But, I mean, anyone could use it. It depends if when you download this slot, or if you do, you could lock that door, or you could leave it open. I mean, it's really, really preferential with whatever you would like to do with that. I decided to do some towels on the shelf here. I actually just use these other shelves that come with towels because it made it way easier to place them in there. And I was like, I mean, clothing stores sometimes have towels. Not often, but sometimes do. Hey, we can pretend maybe it's a clothing cross homeware store that only sells towels. I don't know. But it's in there. And I did some cologne as well, just in there. Just maybe a few little extra items, but there's just not a huge variety there. I'm glad I didn't make this t-shirt any bigger, because it would have been super hard. But I was like, I probably should put more mannequins in because all the clothes that I put around the store, hanging up and on shelves, they're not actually worth much. Also, you can't actually buy those as clothes. The only way you can actually buy an outfit is through the mannequins. So I figured I probably should get a couple more mannequins in there. So we have 4 around the lot, which should be okay. Two female, 2 male. So you should be able to get some good clothes up on them and look pretty funky. And then I figured it was looking a little bit empty in the middle, so I actually moved the 2 tables together. I did consider adding more tables, so doubling up the tables all the way along, but I was like, again, there's nothing to put on it. So I just do like a little seating area there so you could sit down while someone goes in, changes clothes, comes out, and does all that. Now, I originally did put an air conditioner and those 2 little vents on the roof, but I kind of just wanted it to look specifically like a t-shirt from above. So I actually removed that. I think before the screenshots, either before the screenshots or just after I took the screenshots, I removed the air conditioning and that. But it's not in the final build. So if you download that and wonder where those roof decorations are, they're not there. I removed them because I was like, it didn't really float me goat. So decided to get rid of it. So around the back, this is where we sort of start decorating. I almost imagined it sort of maybe the shop front's on the other side, then on this side it's backing onto like some pedestrian plaza that's on this side. So if you sort of paired it with another lot next to it that also had sort of a plaza area, it could sort of be one continuous space. So I thought that was kind of the idea behind that. And I got a lot of these cool little planter boxes everywhere, which you saw at the beginning. I used foundation to sort of create raised flower beds and all that, which I thought added a nice degree of dimension to the place rather than just having flat floor tiles everywhere. And then those are the little picnic tables that I mentioned earlier. So you just come around the back, chill out. There's a little fountain there as well. I thought it was just a nice little area. Like, it's just something to add on to this lot rather than it just being purely a build with nothing else. I don't know. It seemed like if it's going to be a commercial space, it should have some cool stuff. I really wanted to use these because they added a lot of color and all that, but I couldn't find like a pole to put in the middle. Then I decided I'd use a lot of these bollards around the entire lot because that makes sense. You don't want anyone driving into the space. So I thought you'd use a lot of these bollards around all the pedestrian entrances so that no cars could drive in. Obviously, that doesn't happen in The Sims, but you never know. Maybe the cars will bug out one day, but they won't be able to get through because there's bollards. That's not the case, but you know, we'll put it there anyway. I did actually really want to get. I pulled out a big concrete block just before, not the Sparday one, but the one before that, which is I think from Cats and Dogs, but it's actually a gravestone for like a pet, and I was like, that's kind of sad. But I really just wanted big concrete blocks because I know a lot of modern pedestrianized area design, they use just big blocks or like benches that are just concrete blocks to prevent traffic from entering. It is a way to sort of design the space without having to just specifically put bollards in like I have, but so it's a cool like design aesthetic, but there wasn't really anything I could use for that. I mean, I guess I could have used more foundation. I guess if you raise up the lot a little higher, you could use foundation as like those blocks or something along those lines. I don't know. Anyway, just doing a little bit of planting along the back edge there to finish off the build. But again, a really simple one that looks like a t-shirt. And like I said, if you do want to buy some real t-shirts, or not just t-shirts, I also have pillows like for your sofa or for your bed. You can get giant pillows. There's some cool stuff on there. Some really cool stuff. I would really appreciate it if you check it out. Have a nosy. If you have any suggestions of stuff you'd like, let me know. But this is available for download on the gallery, so you can click the link down below to download that, or you can go and search for it in-game. If you search for my Origin ID, which is the Sim Supply, no spaces, you'll be able to find it that way. But yeah, this is the lot. Lots of mirrors, because it seemed really depressing without the mirrors. I do really, oh god, that that employee's uniform is terrible. If you do run this store, please make the uniforms look a little nicer, because this doesn't look like a bargain basement store. I mean, it doesn't look super high end either. It kind of looks like middle road, but he's like wearing some sort of fast food outfit, and that looks awful. So can you please not let the staff wear that? Just one of the little changing rooms there. Got a couple of clothing hooks on the wall as well, and a little bench so you could get changed quite easily. And the floor plan just there. Anyways, that is the build. Click the link on screen now if you want to go to the store. It'll take you directly there. You can check out my real merch. And that will be as much as I'll ever aggressively promote it. I mean, I'll mention it in other videos, of course, but this was pretty much a 11-minute ad for my own store. So yeah, thanks for listening to my ad. See you next time. Bye!